Next, everyone was covered in body glitter. Rachel, Jess, Kat, Eliza, Olivia, Mercedes, they were all covered in body glitter. And you know, this just needs to stop. Hi everyone, my name's Dimitri and welcome back to DimitriTube. Bachelor in Paradise, night 5. Let's talk about it. As always, if you're enjoying my videos, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. I'm a growing YouTuber and the likes and subscribes really help me out. Okay, so the episode starts and they bring in a new contestant, Sam. She's from Bachelor in Paradise Canada season 2. Didn't watch it, don't really know anything about her, but from the montage they gave her, she looks kind of fun. And somebody let me know in the comments, did she show up drunk or is walking in wedges in sand really that difficult? I think walking in wedges on sand is difficult, but she looked drunk. So maybe she was a little tipsy too, I don't know. So 4 guys are on the chopping block tonight and Sam is the final Hail Mary to save one of them, and I really don't like how production does this. Doing the show this way is so tired to me. Like, the guys just come off so desperate and so corny, and like no woman wants to be courted this way. They really need to reformat this. They can still bring in another contestant, but for the guys on the chopping block, I wish they had a game or something, and like if you won the game you can stay in paradise. Like, that would bring another element to the show, and there's clearly tons of time they need to fill in, so having a game would make a lot more sense. Next, Sam and Sean have a one-on-one, and Sam is worried because he's a bit young, and she also says he looks young. I just wanted to point this out because I very much relate to this. For a huge chunk of my life, I looked younger than what I actually was. And even now, sometimes people think I'm much younger than I am. And in dating, I don't think that's an advantage. Scratch that. If you're a guy, it's not an advantage. After that, we move on to the rose ceremony, and Kylie's dress was really cute. It was a little skanky, but still cute. And sidebar, Kylee is the hot commodity this season. I swear like 6 different guys have said they're interested in Kylee. Next, everyone was covered in body glitter. Rachel, Jess, Kat, Eliza, Olivia, Mercedes, they were all covered in body glitter, and you know, this just needs to stop. And during the rose ceremony, they tried to make it unclear who Mercedes was going to choose, but it was very clear to me because Tyler was covered in body glitter as well. And Will was just covered in sweat. So it was clear who Mercedes had been chilling with. Next, if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and pound that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And the other 2 upsets were that Olivia chose John Henry. Wait, who was the other guy that Olivia was trying to decide between? It was John Henry and someone else. Oh, it was Peter. I'm sorry, y'all. That man is just so forgettable. And the other upset was that Sam chose Peter. So Aaron S., Will, John B., and Sean all got eliminated. I was kind of bummed Aaron S. got eliminated. I just think he's hot. And I was also kind of upset that Sean got eliminated because he's definitely one of our narrators this season, and now we lost him and we're just getting way more narration from Olivia. And I don't know, it's nice to have multiple narrators, especially if they're good. And personally, I thought Sean was a pretty good narrator. Next, Eliza's bikini top and Kylie's bikini top were really cute. Now let's move on to Rachel and Brayden. They get a one-on-one date, and Rachel looked like she knew this date was coming. And I know some of y'all watching this video are just like, dang, he is always dragging Rachel, but like, she makes herself so easy to drag. So at the start of the date, did y'all see Rachel's outfit? I was not feeling it at all. It looked a little too Gilligan's Island for me. Maybe if the top was a different color, but I don't even think that would have saved the outfit. So for the date, Rachel and Brayden turned themselves into piñatas, but like, nothing about this was really making a piñata. All they did was just stand in a kiddie pool and just pour paint on one another. And when it comes to their connection, maybe they have a little bit of a connection, but to me, they're both just having fun for now. When they go back to the real world, they are not gonna work. Like, I just am not seeing it. And just 2 more things I wanna say about Brayden. First, Brayden is a little thick. I saw him in them shorts and I was like, where did that come from? And second thing, this is skipping ahead, but later in the episode, after Tanner takes Davia on a date, Brayden has a confessional and he's like, I'm glad Tanner took Davia on that date. And that was just so petty. Okay, now let's talk about the Davia, Tanner, and Kat love triangle. And this may actually be one of the campiest episodes I've ever seen. It's Kat's 27th birthday, and she's like, I might get my hair wet. We'll see. And later on, when she was just destroying that piñata, like, Kat was really like hamming it up this episode, and it was pretty entertaining. So Davia hits the beach, and she came in hot. Her hair looks so good. It's like perfect. And we're reaching the point in the season where when the new contestants come down, they just look rested and refreshed because they've gotten tons of AC. But the contestants in Paradise, like, it's becoming more of a struggle because they're just on this hot beach all day, every day. And Davia has two different color eyes, like one is blue, one is green. And just a heads up, y'all, like, that is really rare. Like, it can happen, but it is very rare. And just so y'all know how colorblind I am, I couldn't tell. Like, they look the same to me, but I'm kind of colorblind, so there's that. Anyways, so Davia hits the beach. She has a one-on-one with Tanner, and she immediately asks Tanner if he wants to go on the date. Tanner accepts, and Kat immediately starts to spiral. So Kat and Tanner end up having a one-on-one, and there's something I want to point out here. Kat specifically asks Tanner for clarity on their relationship, and like, at this point, it is too late. These contestants need to ask for clarity well before the other contestant is asked on another date. But the same thing happened with Kat and Brayden. Brayden didn't ask for clarity about their relationship until it was way too late. And the conversation didn't really change anything. Tanner still went on the date, and Kat tried to act unbothered, and it only worked for like 30 seconds. After that, she spiraled even further. And no shade, I think Tanner and Davia look better as a couple than Tanner and Kat, but I know there's more to it than just looks. And while Kat is upset, she has a confessional, and in the confessional, she says Tanner is not a real man because of his actions. And I'm just like, girl, what if he watches this back? You're calling him not a real man? Like, that's going kind of low. And the contestants and the employees at La Playa Escondido wish Kat a happy birthday, and they bring her out a cake, but somehow the cake ends up in the ocean for dramatic filming. And like, I don't think that was a real cake because the cake kind of like floated away. Wouldn't it disintegrate? If anyone watching this is a scientist, let me know below in the comments. So after that, we get the Paradise Truth or Dare. And before the Truth or Dare game started, Wells was like duct taping the truth box together, and that was just so ratchet. Like, it's just wild to me how Wells is just still slumming it on this beach. So overall, this Truth or Dare game was just very cringe to me. Like, this was something you do with your friends for fun that probably shouldn't be filmed, but since it was being filmed, like, all of the contestants were very hyper aware of the cameras, so I don't think they were as loose as if it weren't being filmed. And just a few things I want to point out. Mercedes makes out with John Henry, and I was so disappointed in her. Like, how could you do this to Tyler Norris? And also, where was Tyler in all of this? Like, he was nowhere to be found. I hope one of these messy people on the beach spills the gossip and tells someone. Overall, during this game, the contestants just seemed very horny, and they just need to open the fantasy suite. Like, is there a fantasy suite or boom boom room this season? So far, I haven't seen it. Next, somebody asked Jess if Blake is her number one, and she says that Blake is her number one, but she's just not very enthusiastic about it, and Blake's face during this moment was priceless. But also, this just was not surprising to me because both of them have said separately that they're open to exploring if the right person comes to the beach. So it kind of seems like they're together because there's no one else left. So after that, Blake and Jess have a one-on-one. Blake accuses her of just going through the emotions and being into Tanner and Tyler. And right after he says that, she immediately gets emotional. And Jess cries and says she has not put herself out there because of Blake and because of her friends. And I'm just like, well, whose fault is that? This ain't summer camp. This is not America's Next Best Friend. You are here to find love, and you need to do whatever it takes to get there. And during this whole moment, Jess pulls out all the dramatics, and at one point she says, I don't know what I want. And it becomes very clear to me that Paradise is just not for her. Like, I thought she was gonna roll out that night, but I guess she's gonna try a little bit longer to figure it out. Also, from what we've seen on the show so far, it seems like Jess and Kat are fairly close. So why is Jess not taking notes from Kat? Kat is very much exploring Paradise like how she should be doing. So go ask your best friend for tips or something. And don't get me wrong, I applaud Jess for stepping out of her comfort zone and deciding to go on this show, but like, that's not enough. Once you get to the show, you have to continue to step out of your comfort zone, and I just don't think she's really gonna do that. But from the previews, it looks like she starts to play the game, so we will just wait and see. And lastly, to wrap up the episode, Davia pulls Kat for a one-on-one. I guess Davia was just trying to like clear the air and not make a huge messy love triangle, because apparently Tanner has not said anything to either of them. And this conversation was virtually pointless. It's very much ABC trying to pin women against each other, which y'all know we love to see. But right at the top of the conversation, Kat tells Davia, "We haven't had an exclusivity talk or anything like that." So this conversation is pointless. Tanner's gonna choose who he wants, let the best woman win. And ultimately, Kat's just mad because Tanner is playing the field. But just like Kylee, Tanner is a hot commodity. And that's all I got for this review. It's a short one, like not much happened on this episode. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye.